Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Monday, so you know it's coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations with the Biz Chicks. This morning, I'm here with my co host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. So sit back, relax, hydrate, and let's have a great conversation this morning, all about business and all about you. How you doing this morning, Fran?
I am well. How are you? Welcome everybody who's watching live on the replay. If this is your first time, second time, many times, thank you for joining us this morning. Every morning on Monday, we just kind of have a conversation just about different things that come to mind. And today we're talking about ask for it or let your request be made known. Uh, do you ask for what you really want or desire? Do the people around you
Mhm.
know what it is you want?
I
Do
wonder how many how many relationships have broken up because people just didn't ask for what they wanted, and they thought that the other person was supposed to know. Don't you see that every Valentine's Day? He's supposed to know that I.
they're
Okay.
not gonna just know, you need to ask them.
Mhm. Mhm.
Ask for what you want, do you know what you want?
Ah.
Before you can even ask for it, you need to know what it is that you want. What are you looking for? Do you like vanilla ice cream? Do you like,
Mm.
what is that other ice cream? Neapolitan with the strawberry, the chocolate, and the vanilla? Do you even like that? Because mom kept bringing it home every day or every week for a treat, but you just ate it just
You
'cause.
know, I really do not like mint ice cream with the chocolate chips in it. I think I just a lot of people love it, but so if someone kept bringing that home, I think I'd just be like, "Can we get what I really want?" And eventually, I would probably articulate that. But I think one of the reasons we don't ask for what we want is because we don't want to seem ungrateful.
But if you can still be say thank you,
Mhm,
but I would prefer
mhm,
still let your request be made known. I would prefer vanilla, or I would prefer Rocky Road, or
whatever
uh,
your heart's desire is.
right. So, what do you prefer? So you let your request be made known. You determine what your need or desire is. This is even for business. You need to let people know what it is that you want from them.
Mhm,
In my case, if someone says they want to buy a house, I need to inquire, make several inquiries as to, okay, are you buying cash or are you looking to finance? I got to ask questions. I have
mhm,
to ask them what they want. Where do you want to live? Do you want
mm.
to live in a house with 2 stories, single story, no stories? I want an apartment. You have to ask questions in
Uh-huh.
order to help them. Um, I need to ask them for the business. Hey, are you looking to buy a house?
Mhm.
Oh no, I'm looking to rent. Okay, that's a different set of questions now.
I see.
You have to ask. Um, People in nonprofit.
Well, you know something? Most of the time, when you're dealing with a nonprofit or with government or applying for something, those people have a list of questions. We used to call them in government, we used to call them intake questions. In other words, I need to take in this information so I can serve you better.
Mhm.
So, if you are running a business, oftentimes you need a set of questions so that you can help people make their requests be known to you what it is they're really looking for. You ever notice when you go into the some particular stores, dress stores, the first thing they ask you is, Are you looking for a particular color? Because they have the shop colorized, so they can direct you to the color that you're looking for. Are you is it for a special occasion, work, casual, or
Something fun.
what's the purpose? So they're trying to get to the purpose of the garment so they can direct you to those particular garments, because they may have holiday wear over here for evening, and they may have office stuff, and then they got stuff for the weekend, stuff to go camping, whatever it is they specialize in.
And if they don't ask, they won't have a sale.
Yeah, and Mark, you'll be wandering around
because you don't know where to go and you didn't ask somebody for help.
Yep.
Mark Ward is here. Hey, Mark, how are you doing?
Hey, Mark.
Is your life will never exceed your vision. So it helps if you actually have one.
Well stated,
Mark. That will be a tweet that I'm putting out there today, and I will quote you on that tweet.
Thank you. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. So what are you not asking for? There is a book that I've been reading, and I'm going to reread the book, and it's called The Ask by Laura Fredericks.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark is continuing. And if you don't ask, it might take you a while to realize that you're looking for a man's suit in a dress shop.
There you go. And if you didn't ask, they couldn't say, well, we don't carry that. And now you've saved yourself a lot of time.
Just by asking.
You might want to go up to the 3rd floor or, to the men's department.
So I've been reading this book by Laura Fredericks called The Ask. Mm-hmm. And she is a lady that has worked for different nonprofits and other corporations, helping the nonprofits ask for the funding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so she's talked a lot about how to ask, because we get stuck sometimes. If you had to go ask somebody for mm-hmm. funding right now, how would that be for you? Because a lot of people we know work with nonprofit and they need help. They need sponsorships for this and sponsorships for that. How do you ask?
Well, even if you're not nonprofit, you may still want to know how to ask for sponsorship. Let's say you're a business and you're putting on a conference, or you're having a holiday festival or something. You may need sponsors. How do you ask other businesses to sponsor?
Or are you not asking because, well, I don't want to ask for that. I don't want to seem pushy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to find something in here.
Well, there's more to asking just for sponsorships. It's also in business. You can't have a sale often if you don't ask.
Correct.
So what are you interested in? And Mark's got a comment here. He's saying,
"Hey, Coach
Karen, if you don't believe in the value of what you're doing, how can you expect others to value it?" Yes, and one of the ways that you set a value on something is to ask people if they're interested in it. Are you even interested in what we got going on here?
Okay, so she put top 10 reasons why you should ask.
Okay, I like that.
1, asking is empowering on every level.
Okay.
He says, this is my overall favorite reason for why you should ask. When you ask, you are expressing and showing to the world that you have a plan and a course of action, and you thought long and hard about what you want, and you deserve it.
I like it. I like it. It lets people know that you've thought about it.
You have a plan, and you have a course of action.
Okay,
and you want it,
and you deserve it because you had the guts to ask.
Ask for it. Okay.
I love it.
Number 2,
Mm-hmm.
Asking leads to money and success.
Ooh, I'm just gonna write that.
Do you really want to place someone in the position of reading your mind to know what exactly it is that you want? That seems to me a big burden to place on anyone, even if they had the capability. But that's
Now,
exactly what you do when you don't ask, when you don't make a specific ask.
okay, now look, we've got Natalie in the room. Hey, Natalie. Natalie is a marriage coach, right? She does sessions for couples. I bet you one of the, and I'm gonna ask Natalie this. Natalie, is one of the main reasons people are having issues is because they're not clear on as to what the other person wants. Is that a recurring problem, or do you even see it as a problem at all?
And then Mark has a comment here. Mark says, "This is what I always tell my clients. The world is a drive-through window. If you want the cheeseburger with lettuce, tomato, and ketchup, you'll probably have a better chance of getting it if you ask for it rather than hoping that they'll guess correctly. Ask if you wish to receive."
Love it.
Well stated, Mark. Well stated.
Yep.
So asking leads to money and success. And that means don't put the burden on someone else. Don't leave it to chance. That's what you do when you don't ask. You will have far more money for your passion project and be off the charts successful in any venture when you ask. And these top 10 are from the book, The Ask by Laura Fredericks. I'll put it in the chat. Number 3, asking attracts like-minded people to you, your passion, and your life. We all want to be around like-minded people so that we can all enjoy, learn, and grow with each other. Think back when someone asked you to volunteer, help, lend a hand, take over a responsibility, be on board, mentor, sponsor, present, create a new product, carve out a different approach. If you said yes, you probably did so to be around them and enjoy their company as well as for the experience.
Mm-hmm.
And Natalie answered your question. Natalie says if they are not clear, they don't communicate. It's like us women saying, "I'm fine," when it's not really what you mean.
Mm-hmm. Or they should have known, right, Natalie? A lot of times people assume that the other partner should know. They should just know what I like. And you never even told them.
No.
I don't like roses. Okay, he shows up every Valentine's Day with roses for 25 years, and you never told him.
He never, and he never asked. Number 4. Asking creates personal momentum, enthusiasm, and energy. I love the word personal momentum. It's one thing to have momentum, which is movement and action. It's another when it's personal momentum because now it's internalized. It's all about your personal goals and growth. When you ask, it creates forward motion because you are putting yourself out there. When you ask, it creates energy and enthusiasm because you are asking for something that is meaningful and important to you. One of her favorite expressions is be that forward moving train and ask for what you want.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
And then Natalie says we have to ask for what we want and also be patient to wait for the answer. Very good. Number 5, asking boosts self-worth for vital everyday needs. Personal momentum and self-growth go hand in hand. This is particularly true in personal relationships. Natalie, thank you. And Mark for that matter, because Mark is in this industry too. For example, let's say there's a couple who have been going out for a few years and they decided it's time to move in together. They're excited to select the apartment in the right location. They move in and things start going downhill. She works long hours and travels a great deal, while he is left to do the basic shop, cook, clean, walk the dog, and arrange their social time. He starts getting resentful but does not speak up. Soon he's not sleeping well. He gets distracted at work. His friends are getting tired of his complaining about how
Mm.
she does not pull her weight. In essence, his self worth is tanking. A lot of this can be avoided and resolved by making simple and sincere asks. He can say, I know and appreciate that your work is demanding and that your travel is brutal. There are many things to do when you are not home, and I'm sure we both want more of a balance between work and having a great home life. Can we talk about the ways we can divide up these responsibilities?
Mm.
Remember, the ask is two sentences and a question. Shall I repeat?
Mm.
The ask is two sentences and a question. When you ask, you feel empowered and in control, and your self-worth and self-esteem are elevated. But when you don't ask and keep putting up and keep putting up and keep putting up, you get more resentful and things are not going to go well. Mark says, this is often deep seated. Many carry a story that says, I'm not valued, no one listens to me. In order to keep that unconscious story alive, they must remain victimized. So they set themselves up to keep the story. If he or she loved me, they would have known. If they thought I was good at what I do, they would have known, despite the fact they never asked the question.
Mm. Did you see Karen's comment?
Nope, you might need to put it up. Oh, here it is. I know a little after I got married, I wanted my husband to figure it out. He was so lost and told me so. After that, I was very clear when I needed something. The tables turned right back because it allowed me not to have to guess for him either.
Mm-hmm. This is good because, how many times have we wandered around the store wondering what people want instead of just asking them, girl, give me a list of the things that you would like to have and save ourselves some time and energy
Right.
and know we're on target.
What do you want? What don't you like? Instead of trying to guess and be a mind reader. I didn't know you didn't like cilantro. Cilantro also
Exactly.
good food.
I didn't know you didn't like orange. Okay. So orange is not your favorite color. Now I know.
Yeah. Number 6,
Mm-hmm.
asking invites positive and powerful outcomes. When you think about it, an ask is an invitation to do something, such as help a friend, join a prayer group, get more information, seek financial advice, share expertise, hold a door open, support a local charity, make an investment, create a solution, or fix a software problem.
Mm.
These are everyday occurrences, yet we don't think about them in terms of an ask. We think of them in terms of things we need to get done. The next time you need to get something done and ask for help, take a minute to see how you feel. I guarantee you will feel pretty good because you are about to resolve an issue or celebrate an accomplishment.
Nice. Nice.
This is very good. Your ask is an invitation, and invitations have a positive and upbeat connotation, both for the person asking as well as the person who needs help. People are flattered when you ask them.
I love that.
Mhm. Um, Test this. Okay, ready? I'm going to read this part. Test this. How do you feel when someone asks you for help? Even if you can't help them, you feel good that they asked you. My favorite illustration is someone on the street or highway asking for direction. People love to share their knowledge and experience to guide the person to their destination. Watch them. And Karen is a people watcher, so I'm sure she's done this. They make deliberate pointing motions on the map. Their hands are waving in the air in the direction they need to take, and they stand there to make sure the person sets off in the right direction. The person needing direction no longer feels lost and unsure.
Mm-hmm.
How powerful and rewarding is that feeling? The ask invites these types of positive and powerful outcomes for both the person asking and the person being asked. You can see them.
Yeah.
Okay, now you go down to the left. When you get to the pond, make a right.
Yes. Hey, Jay.
Hey, Jay. So ask.
Mm-hmm.
It does a lot more than what we thought. 7, asking stops the second guessing by taking action. Okay, so I'm going to read what she says here. And I'm reading the top 10 reasons to ask by Laura Fredericks. And this is the Ask for Business and Philanthropy for Everyday Living. And this is by Laura Fredericks. It's a very short read. And it's a good book. If you want to know how to ask, we need to get this book.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, number 7, asking stops the second guessing by taking action. I was speaking at a women's conference at the United Nations and agreed to raffle off a free half-hour session on the ask. The conference organizer wanted me to give the winner an hour, but I said no. I wanted the person who won this to know that whenever you ask for advice, you need to organize your thoughts so that you maximize the person's time. Half an hour will show you that you had all your questions and asked lined up and ready to go. The woman who won the raffle was thrilled. She was young and very bright and lived in Chicago. At the conference, we arranged our half-hour call. 1 week later, she called me. She was a great listener because she had her script ready to go. She had started a business creating a nursing blouse for women who needed to breastfeed and told me of her revenue projections over the next 3 years. Earlier, she had shared with me that she had a master's degree in business administration, so I was not surprised that she was in her comfort zone working with numbers. I stopped her about 4 minutes into our conversation and asked her, "Where will your first $75,000 in startup costs come from?" She hesitated at first, then she said, she hesitated at first, then said she planned on asking her family. I asked her which family member and how much was she planning to ask each one. She said she wasn't sure, but was counting on them to get the 75,000. She thought she could ask her brother for 25,000 first, but then again, her uncle had more money. So maybe she should ask him first. Her sister-in-law was doing well with her business, so maybe she should start with her. She told me she wanted to win the session with me so I could tell her who she should ask for, which amount, and what order. This is a classic example of second guessing. Our bright young entrepreneur had been mulling over the weeks for the months over these asks. She had been mulling over the ask for months while designing her blouse, thinking that her family might or might not cover the 75,000 startup. She shared that she thought if she saw the new product and how busy and dedicated she was, they would offer to invest with her. She didn't ask him yet. So I put a dead end to the ask guess game, as I call it, and we worked out her family asked in the exact language she could use. As it turned out, she needed to ask only one family member, and then she had her startup money. Asking ends the unnecessary guessing of what the person you want to ask might do. It also is much better use of your time so that you can get back to your creative projects. Stop second guessing and ask.
Okay. Mark has a comment, and so does Jay. You know Jay's on it. And for those who are tempted to respond with, "I don't know what I want," you must move beyond the lie. This is one of the biggest lies that we tell. We do know. You just do not know what you know. So, what do you not want? Then play the opposite. I don't want this. What do I want? This will create a flow that will inspire greater clarity. Okay.
Because well, I don't know if you know some people want to go to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go get pizza. Well, I don't want pizza. Well, let's get caviar. Well, I don't like caviar. Okay, so what do you want? And all the while they wanted Chinese. You
And maybe through the process of elimination, we can get to what we really do want. If you know what you don't want, you ever see people say that's not it? I don't want to play. But see, as a customer or as someone trying to help you, I want you to consider the person on the other end. They don't want to play the that's not the rock game. I bring you a rock, and that's not it. I bring you another one. That's not it. Can you give me a hint of what it looks like? No, I just know that when I see it, I'll know it's it. Oh, then you need to go start bringing in some rocks.
and then perhaps
You'll get there quicker.
or perhaps you ask the question, okay, what do you want? What does it look like? And start asking, what do you want? Oh, it's not purple, it's green, it's blue, whatever. You ask the questions to help you keep from being frustrated.
Exactly. Now, here's Jay.
Jay says, my family has so wants.
Has no money. So, so what else?
They want him to help.
Yeah. He was saying, remember you were telling the story how she was a family member. He said,
Yes, they looking at me. I understand, Jay.
I feel it, Jay.
Natalie says, recently my life changed, so I have more time around the house. It's a new adventure where I'm not in the corporate world daily. I have been deliberate about wifing. My goal is to complete these things that I know he does for himself to prepare his next day work. Since my husband knows I'm intentional, he now asks for what makes his life easier. This has promoted a new spring in our marriage, and we both love seeing new joy in our relationship. I now ask, what is it he needs? Or, and you're going to have to put the rest of that in there.
Okay, let's see.
Coach Karen says, I don't know, people are so annoying. They are into games. Now, don't get me wrong. I love games, just not that one. I don't know, Karen.
That's not the rock.
Yes.
I'm feeling you because I had a boss like that. They were like, I just know when I see it. Oh, you know what? You call me when the vision is clearer because I am not playing this. That's not the rock crap with you.
Number 8, asking turns the unexpected into leveraged opportunity. That was long. The nurse lady, entrepreneur, circled back a few months later. She now needed to find people beyond her family that she could ask for funding. They came up with a short list, and you guys can read this long paragraph, 2 paragraphs. She started out sounding clinical, and the long and short of it is that you can get unexpected monies coming in when you know what it is that you want and having your plan together. So I'm going to let you read number 8 when you get the book. You can get it on Kindle, and I'm sure you can get it on Audible as well, or you can buy the book, but that's a long amount. Terry, are you still with me? Oh, okay. Terry is having a delay on her end. Anybody else there? Let me know if you are still there because I'm good here. All right. Number 9, asking makes tough to discuss issues doable. Asking makes tough to discuss issues doable. Okay, Karen, thank you. I know I'll have a hard time convincing you of this reason to ask. Uh, After all, it may be easier to avoid a tough issue than to address it with an ask, even if the ask is as general as, can we talk about what's bothering you? It opens up a conversation. Asking opens up the conversation. Thanks, Natalie. A number in chapter 1, she refers to a point in chapter 1. She says, as we saw in chapter 1, money is embedded in every decision you will make. So it's natural that most tough to discuss issues involve money. Now that you know the importance of knowing what money means to you and how to remove your money blockers, that means you need to get the book and go back over that, and to remove the money blockers and the questions you need to ask to find out what money means to the person you want to ask for the money. So in the book, she talks about, what does money mean to you? Before you start asking someone else for money, what does money mean for you? Then you now need to know, what does money mean for the person that you're going to ask? What does money mean for you? And what does money mean for the person that you're going to ask? It does make a difference. She says, let's take, for example, the need for you to cut back on your spending. Perhaps you have some outstanding credit card debt, loan, or medical bill, and you need to save for college, a new car, major repair, or retirement. Your family still wants the elaborate holiday gifts exchange. Your best friend wants her destination wedding, or your significant other wants to spend now and save later. These are all tough to discuss issues, but because you don't want to take away the other person's joy or good time, but you also do not want to cave in and spend more now because you need to save. Asking to the rescue. Think of asking as your personal Mighty Mouse, the superhero cartoon. Here I come to save the day. The tough to discuss issue is that you do not want to seem tight with your money, or that you're in such a financial bind that you can't spend what others expect you to spend. Asking can lessen your stress by saying, I know it's important to the family that we show our love for each other with a thoughtful and wonderful gifts this holiday. This year, I needed to conserve my spending because my goal is to wipe out all my credit card debt. Do you think we could just give the kids gifts this year and have the adults just appreciate each other's time? I couldn't be happier for you. Okay, so these are possible answers or responses to the question. I couldn't be happier for you and having your wedding in Anguilla, and what an honor it is to be invited. This is very difficult to say, but I'm still paying off a major unexpected medical bill, and I'm halfway there. Can we talk about how I can still be a part of your wedding without participating in all the activities? Do you notice these are all asks? And final example, I know how much we both like going away each year to visit our friends in Italy. At the same time, we are saving for our vacation home, which may wind up to be our retirement home. Can we talk about the possibility of postponing the trip and explaining to them that we love them, but we need to conserve our resources this year? The ask has 2 sentences and a question. 2 sentences. So do you see how you have to think about an ask?
Framing stuff.
2 sentences and a question. I know how much we both like going away. At the same time, we're saving for our vacation home. 2 sentences. The question, can we talk about the possibility of postponing the trip and explaining to them that we need to conserve our resources? 2 questions. 2 sentences and an ask. That takes thought. It wasn't, can I have some money for the ice cream trip? Jay says, Coach Karen or Jay says, you need to have your business plan ready to share with your family, for they No, so they know where the money is going, and you might need to do a contract on how they're going to get their money back via
Mm.
percentages. You are right, Jay. And Coach Karen says, boom, back to what I like to talk about. Gotta have conversations on money. And the final reason why you should ask 10, asking enhances your status among your peers.
Hmm.
Here are some scenarios that may sound familiar to you. I recruited 3 colleges to serve on our committee. I got my neighbor to volunteer for our fair. We went to the boss, and now we have dress down Fridays. The rabbi found us a new director for our youth camp. Or I landed an enormous new account for the company. What do they all have in common in addition to having positive and success outcomes? All of these scenarios involved ask. You can't get new committee members, volunteers, dress down day at work, a new youth camp director, or new account unless you ask for them.
There you go.
That is part 1. Part 2 is that you had a sense of admiration, a strong positive feeling about the person who shared their success, their successful ask. This is
Mm.
precisely why I say when you ask, it enhances your status amongst your peers. They
Ah.
think so highly of you because you are getting what you want, because you put yourself out there and asked. It's human nature to want people to think well of you. And when you ask, they do.
All right. I like that.
So again, the book is called The Ask for Business, Philanthropy, and Everyday Living. The author is Laura Frederick. And this is a good book, especially, and it's not just, yes, it is powerful. And good morning. I can't see Terry. I don't know if you can see.
It just says Facebook user.
Right.
Doesn't
I
it?
couldn't see the
Mhm.
who it was. If I was on my phone, I might be able to see it. Um,
Well, I'm on my iPad and I don't see it there either. It just says user.
okay. So these things today we talked about 10 reasons why you should ask.
Hmm.
And we don't think about it. We just think, oh, we never thought how asking is very important in what we do.
And that it has some positive aspects. We tend to think of asking it from a negative point of view as
Mhm.
opposed to positive. And so I like the way she's framing this. And also, do we really know how to frame a request? She said 2 sentences
And a
and a statement.
question.
Hmm.
Okay, now I'm going to go through a
Oh,
couple
hi,
of things.
Maureen.
Hey, Maureen, when not to ask. When the person you want to ask is going through a rough time.
Say what?
When not to ask. One,
Okay.
the person you want to ask is going through a rough time.
Don't burden people.
Number 2, you are not ready or you're unsure of your
Mhm.
ask because you didn't take time. Okay. Number 3, your ask will be confusing.
Ooh.
Okay, those are the 3. We just went through 3.
So
The
it
Ask
could,
by Laura Fredericks. Excellent book. I suggest you get it. It's on Kindle. Because we really know how to ask properly. She goes into crafting, and when I say crafting, putting together how you're going to ask for something. She talks about the psychology of it. How you are with money. You need to know that before you ask somebody else for money.
okay.
You need to know what the other person feels about money. There are one of the things that she has a PDF that comes with the books. And one of the things was you need to get to know the person that you're going to ask something from before you ask them. Not like, hey, can you give us some money? You don't have no relationship. You're just going in. That's like the cold call people, right? Where you're just going in and you making a cold call. Hey, buy my cookies. I don't know you.
How about these robocalls lately that say you really need to listen to this important message? You need to stop what you're doing. I'm like,
They didn't ask.
they
Coach
start
Karen said,
demanding my time.
Coach Karen said, "Seek and find and you will find. Remember the game hide and seek, ask and it shall be given." Yes. But you got to do it right. You can't ask crazy. Your ask
Some of
can't be.
people,
Yeah. It needs to be thought out, and you need to have a plan. Jay, I think it was Jay or Jay and Mark. It's got to be a plan to this thing. What are you going to say when you ask?
what are the two sentences and then the request?
Right. Then Mark says, get to know them really well. Then, if they say no, you might have enough info to compel them. Mark, blackmail, ugly word.
You know, you don't want to be manipulating people because the next time you call, they're going to look down, see your name, and they're not going to answer. Come on, people.
Taking the time to understand how to ask. And I appreciated reading this book because I had to learn how to ask, not just run in there with no thought. Like they said, when the ask is confusing, you don't even know when you want to do something. You haven't even worked the details out. Now I'm trying to ask for something.
Excellent example. My 10-year-old grandson calls me. He wanted me to buy some tickets for him to go to the Halloween fair or something. But when I started with the who, what, where, when, and why, he had no information. The flyer was downstairs. He was upstairs. When you said confusing, I was like, okay. We'll
and
talk about
and you just wasted time. He could have had the money for the tickets or the tickets being paid for, but he didn't have the information together.
You didn't have yourself together, girl. And I think sometimes that's the way we are in business.
Yeah, go for the ask.
No, he's not a good sales rep, Karen. Not in this case. Now, if he's advocating for himself, that's something different. But because this involves some information from a third party, he was just yes. He has the gift of gab. He will be a great salesperson because he's very social.
Yeah. I don't know why this name is so long, but anyway, I'm putting the link to the book.
Name of the book?
Yeah. And
so guys, I'm just encouraging everybody that when you get ready to ask, before you ask, record it and listen to yourself.
Practice the ask in the mirror.
Yeah, they call it mirror work. Yeah. And listen to it and see if it makes sense. Do you understand? What question would you ask if you got that call?
How would you feel if you were on the other end of that?
What if you want as the recipient of that call? What else comes to mind that you might want to add or be prepared to answer should it come up? Because some people may not want all that information.
It requires something that we talk about all the time. Get somewhere and sit down. Dean. Hey, Dean, how are you? Good to have you here. Dean says, here's the thing, to me anyway, if we truly believe and understand what we have serves people in mighty, powerful, and truly transformational ways, I believe we have a profound responsibility and an obligation to help with our solutions. What we have is the cure for cancer in people's business and life. How much would I have to hate the family of members we aim to serve if we don't at least invite you to take advantage of the cure? I'd have to be pretty selfish not to do everything in my everything in our power. I guess you were going to continue with that because it doesn't I guess we have a character limit. But I understand if you're withholding the cure, people are hungry and you have bread, but you won't sell it to them. That's a problem.
Well, Mark says, when I asked in the mirror, the other guy always says no. Maybe you need to practice having him say yes. So you'll feel a little more confident, Mark. After all, it is your mirror. Control the answer. Here you go. Ask the Business Philanthropy for Everyday Living by Laura Fredericks. That's the book, guys.
Yep.
Karen has a book on it.
Yeah, she said you got to go plan it out. She sold the idea of living where I am. I mapped it out, full speech and all. I answered all objections and possibilities. I like Laura Fredericks when she said 2 sentences and a question.
There you go.
It's constructing how you're going to say something. You gotta, I was listening to somebody today and they said you got to just jump sometime. Well, let's jump with a parachute. The parachute is having a conversation already mapped out as to what you're going to say before you just launch out and say it.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm liking the conversation. The book talks about what will the ask do for you? What is the ask? What does money mean to you? What does money mean to the person you're asking? Do you have money wellness?
Money wellness. So there's a conversation.
Yeah. Do you have money wellness? Maybe we got to go to this book and
you know what I'm saying? Take a trip through the book. Okay.
Hey, how about I challenge everybody to get the book and read it?
Yep, we start a book club right here, right now.
Book club, BizChicks Book Club, October 2019. I like it, Dean. Serve your way to success. I love it. I got to have Dean come on here again. We got to talk, Dean, because I miss hearing from you. Because Dean's got some revolutionary ways, approaches to business, things that we never thought about. But let's read the book, see what you think, because we can do a book club, and then you all suggest books that we should read too. That's going to help us move forward. But this is good on how to do an ask without being an ask without a K, replacing it with an S. How to do the ask without being a. Get it?
Okay.
Thank you all for tuning in today. I love the feedback and comments from everybody that's here. Had some.
It's a great conversation.
Yeah, longtime friends, conversations.
If we missed your comment, let us know. We try to get them all in here. Thanks,
Cool, Dean. I will. Let's do this. Maybe next week I'll let you know. Reach out, follow one another, please. There's these people here. We're on, and I know we're on Facebook. We're also on YouTube. We're putting this out on Periscope, and it's going out one other location. Oh, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope right now. So those who are watching over there, thank you. Let us know that you're watching. You can comment from there as well. We will see you again next week with more conversation. Terry, you got anything else you'd like to add?
I just want to say that tomorrow is Tuesday, so you guys are going to be talking about social media with TJ Johnson all the way from New York City.
Yes.
Yes, and then Wednesday, of course, we'll be talking to Coach Karen about our money and our mindset. And Thursday is Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu. And on Friday, we talk tech in English. So guys, be sure to join us. Same time, same station tomorrow. And don't forget to go to the front of your own line. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.